Hello again, everybody. Diamond Jims 45 here. Welcome back to the channel. Today is a VR day, and I'm going to make probably 2 videos today, at least, with video responses. And this one is for Basement Card Collector, who wants to know a little bit about who some of his subscribers are, what they collect, what they enjoy collecting, what they're working on, and that type of thing. So I thought I'd a little bit about myself. I know my name is Diamond Jims. Jims is Diamond Jims 45. Jims is with a G. Baseball's played on a diamond. A gym is a slang term for 40 years for a Gem Mint 10. And yeah, I have no Gem Mint 10s, but that's the name, Diamond Jims 45. 45 being, of course, Bob Gibson's number that's retired with the Cardinals. Anyway, got a little age on me. I'm not going to tell you exactly how old I am, but I'll just say this. The year I was born was a very good year for the Brooklyn Dodgers. So without further ado, let me get into what I collect, and let's go from there. I'm a big Cardinal fan. My favorite Cardinal team in my lifetime, well, the best Cardinal team in my lifetime, in my opinion, was the 1967 team. Went on to beat the Boston Red Sox in 7 games, and the normal starting lineup for that team was, and all these cards are in at least 8. And the basic starting lineup for that team that year was Lou Brock, then hopefully Hall of Famer at one point, Curt Flood, ex-Indian, ex-Kansas City Athletic, oh yes, and a Yankee, Roger Maris, Orlando Cepeda, Tim McCarver. That's a classic catching pose. What does this guy do for a living? He catches in the major leagues. I think he played in the major leagues at the age of 17. I'm going to have to check that again. Anyway, there's Tim McCarver. And yes, here's the 67 high-numbered Mike Shannon in an 8. There's old Irish. I'd give my right arm to be ambidextrous, as Mike Shannon would say. Unsung hero of the 1967 World Series, Julian Javier, hit a big homer in Game 7 to put it away. And there's Juli. Dal Maxfield, who went 0 for 22 in the 1968 World Series. There you go. There's Dal. And in addition to the starting lineup, here's manager Red Schoendienst. I just love these 67s. They're, hey, there's my face. I love these 67s. They're just uncluttered, really, and kind of like Bowman, 1953 Bowman color, except with some writing on them, in my opinion. Also, the Cards clubbers that they made in 1967, Brock and Flood. And I went all the way and got a team card from 1967. All of those were in at least 8s. The Brock and the Flood were 8.5. Then outside of the Cardinals, and especially the 1967 Cardinals, also collect 4 players, basically Stan Musial, Curt Flood, Lou Brock, and Bob Gibson. I have precious little Stan Musial, except for this Wheaties Premium from 1951. There, see, I'm superimposing my face in the glare over Stan's face. There you go. Nobody wants that. There's Stan. I'll do the best I can. The 1951 Wheaties premiums in a 5. There's Stan. Precious little Stan Musial, as I said. I also have a autographed ball, and I have a Heartland statue, but I hope to rectify the precious little Stan Musial in my collection at the National in Chicago coming up in July. Also, I enjoy collecting Curt Flood. There's the high numbered 62 in a 8, high numbered, condition sensitive 8, Curt Flood. And here's the 64, and you've probably heard the story about the guy that collected like 4,000 of this 1964 Topps Curt Flood card. And if you haven't, you can Google it. And there's his 64. Also, probably 64 was the second best Cardinal team in my lifetime. From there, we go to Lou Brock. Here's his high number from 65. First Cardinal card of Lou in an 8. Then we have his 1970 in a mint 9. Bought this in St. Louis, and if you're a dealer, always pays to know what the value of your cards are, even if you if vintage is a sideline and you're mainly a modern guy. It pays to know how much these are worth. It's not my fault if you don't know how much these are worth. So there's Lou in a 9, and 78 Topps Lou Brock, starting to look a little old. This is not his last card. He had one in 79. Starting to look a little old, at least in the 78 Topps. There's Lou right there. Anyway, and my main focus in my Cardinal collecting is my favorite Cardinal of all time, Bob Gibson. Here is his 62 high numbered short print, condition sensitive in a 7 from 1962. Then I have what I call my Bob Gibson sweet spot collection from 1964 to 1970. Those 7 years, Bob was either the MVP, the Cy Young Award winner, or he was the World Series most valuable player, or he won 20 games. From 1964 to 1970, he was one or more of the following. In 64, all these are in at least 8. 64, he was World Series MVP. 65, he was a 20-game winner, at least. 1966, won this in a Robert Edward auction. 1966, he was a 20-game winner. 1967 was World Series MVP. And the story was, in Game 6, the Cardinals had a fellow named Jack LeMahieu on the team. He got the loss in Game 6. And back then, they were also giving the World Series MVP a car. So after Jack LeMahieu took the loss in Game 6 against the Red Sox in the 67 series, Jack found him in the clubhouse and said, "Don't worry, Jack. You just won me a car." And Gibson went out and won Game 7. I think the final was 7-2. And the Cardinals, I guess that was their 8th World Series. 7th or 8th. I'll have to go back and count them. There's only 11. I wish there were more, but there's only 11. So I'll have to go back and count those. Anyway, here's the 68. He was MVP, Cy Young, and had a 1.12 ERA in 1968. Bob Gibson. And here is the 69. They used this photo for his 1968 Bazooka, which I may try to pick up in the National. Would like to collect more items that the major card companies made of Bob Gibson in 1968. But here's a 69 in an 8, 20-game winner. And 1970, the last year he won the Cy Young. There he is in Shea Stadium. And there you go. So that's it. Basically, it's my my love for the 67 Cardinals, and then the 4 main guys I collect as a Cardinal fan: Stan Musial, Curt Flood, Lou Brock, and Bob Gibson. Hope you enjoyed this, and hope you click like, click subscribe, and that's all my time this time. Till next time, so long for just a while.